Dear students, these days we were learning about electronic payments, and in the electronic payments there are various topics. One of the topic is electronic cash, or in another way we call it as e-cash. Let's see what is e-cash. So, electronic cash is a general term that describes the attempts of several companies to create value storage and exchange system that operates online in much the same way that government issued currency operates in the physical world. We know that in the world today there is a currency, 10 rupees notes, 20 rupees notes, 50 rupees notes, 100 rupees notes, 200 rupees notes, 500 rupees notes, 2000 rupees notes. And this has a value. So you pay that 100 rupees note, so you have a value of 100 rupees. In the same way, the companies who has got the authority to do this business of e-payment, so they to have a value for their digits. Now you take example Paytm. In the Paytm company, you register your account number or your mobile number, and you say you are this one. Paytm is connected to one bank account. From there, you get the payment. But that digits of that company has a value in the same way as the currency has. Electronic cash, also called as is e-cash, or another word you must say digital cash, is any value storage and exchange system created by a private non-governmental entity that does not use paper documents or coins, and that can serve as a substitute for government issued physical currency. Here we must be aware that private companies, there are various companies. PayPal is there, Paytm is there, Amazon Pay is there, Google Pay is there. In this way there are so many companies which makes the payments on behalf of you. So they are the non-governmental entities, and they don't use the paper, so they have no right to issue any paper currency. They can use only the digital currency. Since eCash is issued by many private companies, we need common standards for all eCash issuers so that they are accepted by each other. Today, I don't think that there is no common standard. Everybody has a common standard, and these companies' payments are accepted by anybody and everybody. Now, you go to the shops and all, Google Pay is accepted, Paytm is accepted. Okay, they may have one kind of a payment system. For example, now I am using only Google Pay. Other payment systems I don't use it. It depends. But from Google Pay, you can make any payments to anyone. Electronic cash or electronic money are playing more significant role in our daily life due to the rise in the internet uses. Most of the money form today is in electronic. So we cannot deny that today, yes, currency is used, but most of the transactions or transfer of money is done over the electronic mediums. How much payments, especially not even the checks are used, directly transfer from one account to another account, or Google Pays, Amazon Pays, Paytms, they are very much prominent today. However, with new invention of tool doesn't mean that it will bring all positive results, as nothing is perfect in this world. It says that yes, payment systems have changed and most of the payments are today digital, e-cash, but still we can't say that the payment systems are perfect today because of the e-payments. There are loopholes in both. Either it is a physical cash or the e-payments. Let's move to the next slide. So, concern about electronic payment methods. There are many concerns of electronic payment methods. So, what are they? Let's see that. So, mainly privacy and security issues. Privacy and security issues are probably the most important issues. eCash has its unique security problems. Yes, there is no doubt that you are using the electronic mediums, and technologically, when you are dealing with money, you have to think twice, because what is happening we don't know, and you are not feeling the touch of the currency because you are not touching it. So you are just making the payments and you are looking at only the digits. So digits transfer is not that easy, and some robbers may be involved with the technical aspects. So security and privacy issues are concerned. Then eCash must have two important characteristics in common with physical currency. In the as the physical currency has, there should be something with the e-cash also, that is it must be spent only once. So you spend cash once, it is given over, after that you can't. So in the same way, digital cash also, once payment is made, over. So another payment, another is another money you should have, and it must be anonymous, it should not be made public. So quietly it should be done. Then e-cash is independent and portable. So e-cash is independent if it is not related to any network or storage device. So if it is related to the storage device, then it is not independent. For example, a particular this one, Paytm or other this one, they are independent. But for example, the credit card, it is not a independent, because it is always connected with the bank, and bank account should be active all the time. Here in the Google Pay and all, if it is active, that's sufficient. Then it should not, it should be portable. It is a portable if it can be freely transferable between any two parties. So cash can this one, digital cash can be paid at any time. Then credit and debit cards are not portable because they have a problem. In the credit card transaction, the credit card recipient must have an account established with a bank, unlike the cash in e-cash. So there should be a bank account, then only you can have a credit card, otherwise no. Let's move to the next slide. So features of eCash. What are the features or some of the issues with the eCash? Consumer buys eCash from bank. Okay, you may be having a any kind of payment. Usually the payment for making a payment, that company has to on your account fill it Google Pay. So I have a Google Pay account, and to have a Google Pay account, I have to take money from bank. That's all. Then bank sends eCash bits to consumer after charging that amount plus fee. So bank is sending that eCash to the consumer. Then consumer sends eCash to the merchant. Whenever you are making the payment, so you are sending that cash. It is like a cycle. So you have put a money in the bank, and from bank you are transferring to your eCash provider, and from eCash you are paying to the consumer. You are paying to the merchant. Merchant checks with the bank that eCash is valid. So the company what you are making payment, is it receivable for him? The merchant is going to check it. Then bank verifies that eCash is valid. So bank, his merchant's bank says yes, money has come to him. So it verifies and confirms. Then parties complete transaction. Example: merchant present eCash to issuing bank back for deposit once goods or services are delivered. So this is a procedure what is almost followed in the eCash system. Let's move to the next one. Properties of electronic cash. There are mainly four properties of electronic cash: monetary value, interoperability, retrievability, and security. Monetary value, yes, see, when you see, look at a particular note, you say how much money value it has, whether it is 10, 20, or 2000, by looking at that color and all. So in the same way, when you are looking at the digits in the payments, so you say this is this much amount, that monetary value should be there for that. So now Google Pay has a value. Tomorrow I may create my own app and say this digital payment. So that may not be having a value because it is not authorized. Interoperability. So interoperability means, so it has to be operated at any place and at any way. So now you have a payment system and you can't operate with others, then it is a waste. So it need to be operated, means it should be of capacity to transfer to anybody, that style. And retrievability means the money in the e-cash in the particular account is gets exhausted, then you have to refill it, getting back reimbursement, such facility. Then security, yes, the payments should be always secure, because it's an expectation of every consumer that they want their money to be safe and secure. Therefore security must be provided The frauds, threats, all those things are there in the technical world, but all these things has to be reduced, and the provider, eCash provider, has to assure the security. Let's move to the next slide. So, electronic cash in action. So, electronic cash is based on cryptographic systems called digital signatures. In the actions, mainly in the payment of electronic cash, digital signatures are used, and this method involves a pair of numeric keys, one for locking, encoding, and the other for unlocking, decoding through public key and private key. Usually, it is called public key and a private key. For encoding, it is used the public key. Public key means what happens is the content that you are going to send to somebody is converted to other format, so that the in the transition, anybody peeps into that content, he can't understand because it is just diluted. Then decoding person through the private key, whom it is concerned, only that person with his password he can get back, and as it is he can look into. But on the transitory, that particular information what it is cannot be understood by anybody. Let's move to the next slide. So, purchasing eCash from currency servers. How to purchase? So, the purchase of eCash from an online currency server or a bank involves two steps. It may be a currency server or it may be bank also. So, establishment of an account, that is primary thing. So, you should have an account. Now, Google Pay, you should have an account. Amazon Pay, you should have an account. Paytm, you should have an account. Now, you to have a debit card, you should have an account. Credit card, you should have an account. So, establishment of an account. Maintaining enough money in the account to bank the purchase. So, maintaining enough money in the account of bank the purchase. So, that is very important. Some customers might prefer to purchase e-cash with paper currency, either to maintain anonymity, or because they don't have a bank account. So, some providers of e-cash may even accept the paper currency, because some may not have a bank account, and some may ask for anonymity. But today we must remember that almost such facilities are not there. So always it has to be payment through the bank using the digital currency. Once the tokens are purchased, the eCash software on the customer's PC stores digital money undersigned by a bank. Then the users can spend the digital money at any shop except eCash without having to open an account there, or having to transmit credit card numbers. As soon as the customer wants to make a payment, the software collects the necessary amount from the stored tokens. So, this is the way you are using the digital currency. So, anything you are purchased, so simply you can make a payment without operating through your bank account, just through the eCash provider. Electronic cash storage. There are two methods of e-cash storage system. They are online, or individual does not have possession personally of electronic cash, or electronic cash of trusted third party. Example, e-banking. Bank holds customers cash accounts. So in the e-banking, you see bank holds the customer's account. Then offline, so customer holds cash on smart card or electronic wallet. Fraud and double spending require tamper proof encryption. So offline facility is also available. Then how a typical e-cash system works. Similar to regular cash, e-cash enables transactions between customers without the need for banks or other third parties. When used, eCash is transferred directly and immediately to the participating merchants and vending machines. Electronic cash is a secure and convenient alternative to bills and coins. This payment system complements credit, debit, and charge cards and adds additional convenience and control to everyday customer cash transaction. This is a very easy system of working. So let's continue. eCash usually operates on a smart card which includes an embedded microprocessor chip. A customer eCash usually operates on a smart card which includes an embedded microprocessor chip. Let's see what all steps are there. A customer or merchant signs up with one of participating banks or financial institutions. To have a eCash, he has to sign up with the participating bank or financial. The customer receives specific software to install on his or her computer. Then the software allows the customer to download electronic coins to his or her desktop. Then the software manages the electronic coins. Then the initial purchase of coins is charged against the customer's bank account or against a credit card. This is a procedure. How a typical cash system works, let's see some more points. When buying goods or services from a website that accepts eCash, the customer simply clicks the pay with the eCash button, that you know, payment systems. Then the merchant's software generates a payment request describing the items purchased, price and the time and date. Every details are registered there. You know whatever payments you make on the online. Then the customer can then accept or reject this request. So the button comes confirm. Then, when the customer accepts the payment request, the software residing on the customer's desktop subtracts the payment amount from the balance and creates a payment that is sent to the bank or the financial institution of the merchant and then is deposited to the merchant's account. So, if you give the click that confirm pay, then automatically that amount from your account falls into the another person's account where his account or financial holder is there. Then the attractive feature of the entire process is its turnaround time, which is a few seconds, very fast. It's very attractive. Is immediately the payment is made, the merchant is notified and in turn ships the goods. So notification will come whether your payment is successful or not. This is a procedure of working of eCash system. Now, what are the advantages of eCash system? The eCash, there are many advantages. We can transfer funds, purchase stocks, and offer a variety of other services without having to handle physical cash or checks as long as bank is providing such services online. You know that you need not have a cash today in the hand. So everywhere you can move with just the cards or a mobile device. The significant effect is we do not have to queue in lines, thus saving our time. So receive the cash in banks and all. Earlier you have to see how big queues were there or to deposit and all. Today nothing. The payments are made very simple at from the home and all. So banking is done through online, and because of that, because of the e-cash, there is no queues anywhere. Debit cards and online bill payments allow immediate transfer of funds from an individual's personal account to a business account, regardless the designated place, by few clicks without any actual paper transfer of money. See, if you are at a different place, how it was difficult to send the money in the form of cash. But because of the digital, then within few seconds you can transfer money to anywhere, not a particular place. So immediate one is immediate you can make it, and to the designated place you can send the money. Consumers will have greater privacy when shopping on the internet using electronic money instead of ordinary credit cards. So when you have a digital payments, digital cash, you have a more security than the credit cards. More anonymity could be maintained. So some more advantage, more efficient. Eventually meaning lower prices. So I don't think you have a high operating charges for e-cash. Lower transaction costs. So transaction costs are also very low. Anybody can use it, unlike credit cards, and does not require special authorization. So credit cards all will not be given, but digital cash system anybody. Now you to can anybody can download Google Pay, Paytm, or any form of payment systems. Electronic cash transactions are more efficient and less costly than other methods. So electronic cash transactions are more efficient and less costly than other methods. So you don't have to do anything. So any devices you have, from there you can make the payment. So and neither movement of posting or anything, or the cash sending and all, nothing is the currency sending. So it's very efficient. Then the distance that an electronic transaction must travel does not affect the cost. Whatever may be the distance, the person, the receiver may be at any place, it is not a issue. So very easily could be transferred from one place to another. The fixed cost of hardware to handle electronic cash is nearly zero. So transactions for making any hardware requirements are not there, just the software systems, software applications. Electronic cash does not require that one party have any special authorization. So there is a already authorized groups, they conduct the online business and e-cash payments. Therefore, there is no need of a separate or a special authorization. Then some more it has some disadvantages too. Let's see the what are the disadvantages. E-cash and e-cash transaction security are the major concern. So the major concern is security. So frauds on e-cash are on the catch recent years. Hackers with good skill able to hack into bank accounts and illegally retrieve of banking records has led to a widespread invasion of privacy and has promoted identity theft. There are many other tricks, including through phishing website of certain banks and emails. So today there are so many frauds that taking place in the online business, and people can steal the information, where how much money a person has, how he is spending, all those details, they steal it. Then money flow and criminal terrorist activities are harder to be traced by government. So there are criminal activities that is happening through the online payment companies, is it's very difficult for the government to trace. With the continued growth of e-cash, money flow in and out of countries at immediate speed without being traced will weaken the government's ability to monitor and income in tax. So even for the tax department, it has become very difficult. Money laundering and tax evasion could be uncontrollable in e-cash systems, as criminals use untraceable internet transaction to hide assets offshore. So some of the transactions are not recorded because it is a private companies they are making, and that's why the record of a person's transactions may be always suspicious. So some more disadvantages. E-cash is not for everyone. Low income groups without computer and internet access are unable to enjoy the usage of e-cash. This issue shall be resolved so that e-cash could be implemented widely. It's a problem. So people don't have the purchase the mobile or laptops, or do not have a knowledge of those things, cannot use it. There is also a pressing issue regarding the technology involved in electronic cash, such as power failures, internet connection failure, loss of records, and undependable software. These often cause a major setback in promoting the technology. It's true that you go without cash to a shop and you are thinking that you can make a payment through the mobile. Now, what happened is, in the shop, now your internet has failed or the mobile gets spoiled. What are you going to do? So it's very difficult, dangerous also. Susceptible to forgery. So many forgeries could be done on in the online payments. So electronic cash provides no audit trail. Because true electronic cash is not traceable, money laundering is a problem. There is a money laundering because it cannot be traceable. Then electronic cash is susceptible for forgery. Okay, we already saw it. Then so far electronic cash is a commercial flop. So it is said a commercial flop. But most of the this one payments are done through the electronic mediums, and e-cash is widely accepted today.